This infrared satellite photo shows you just how big a line of thunderstorms can get. This extending from northern Louisiana northeastward through the Ohio Valley. And this line of thunderstorms formed as a result of cold air coming out of Minnesota and the Dakotas colliding with warm, humid air coming up from Florida. And the result is a line of thunderstorms occurring on a very large scale. Another satellite photo of a large clusters of thunderstorms there covering most of eastern Oklahoma and into Arkansas. So a lot of activity there. They're occurring on a very large scale. It's rare this far north for thunderstorms to occur on such a large scale. By the time the warm, humid air gets up here in June, the cold air coming down from the north isn't nearly so organized, so that you don't get these large-scale thunderstorm events as you do further south and east. Most of this picture is the underside of an anvil top, that high gray overcast there. And strong wind occurring with this thunderstorm, although it's rather subtle. It looks rather subtle there, not obvious. And here's a close-up view of part of a shelf cloud, the leading edge of a thunderstorm. So strong winds occurring here, and you can see the heavy rains coming next. Another line of thunderstorms. This line of thunderstorms was moving from right to left, and a great deal of wind occurring here. This is the same line of thunderstorms. It's now moved toward the southeast. Back to the supercell thunderstorm. You can see the heavy rain area usually occurs to the east-northeast with a supercell thunderstorm. The rain-free base occurring in the southwest quadrant of the supercell thunderstorm. And another supercell thunderstorm. You can see the anvil top there, and you can see an overshooting top above that anvil. And so that's another indicator of a powerful thunderstorm taking place. And this is the rear end of a supercell thunderstorm moving away from us. You can see a tornado occurring at the very back end of this thunderstorm. And it's also interesting to note how small the tornado is relative to the rest of the thunderstorm. A tornado is a very small scale phenomenon compared to the thunderstorm, compared to its parent thunderstorm. And you can see this tornado occurred at the back end of the thunderstorm after the rain and the hail had quit. And here's a supercell thunderstorm about 40 miles away. You can see a well-organized anvil, and you can see an overshooting top above it. So looking at that, you know that severe weather is probably coming out of it. This particular thunderstorm produced 6 tornadoes during its lifetime. You can't see any of them in this picture, but tornadoes sometimes occur in families. This is the 6th and last tornado from that thunderstorm. This was over Here's another tornado in the center of the picture with cold air downdrafts spreading around it. And on the left of the picture on the left side of the picture is a tornado. Excuse me, the right side of the picture is a tornado. Left of center is another tornado that you can barely make out. So two tornadoes occurring simultaneously in this picture. And this obviously is a tornado here in the center of the picture. This was over Kansas. And if you look to the left, if you look very carefully, you can see a little girl, you can see a dog, and you can even see an old lady on a broomstick. And you can also make out a house being blown around too. So it's a pretty neat picture. It was taken back in 1902. And just see if everyone's okay. Violent tornado here. This is also in Kansas. This is when Dorothy was already blown out to Oz. Anyway, to the left, a minute later, that violent tornado dissipated. And to the left there, a second tornado formed. To the left of center is a tornado. To the right is a second tornado. And if you use your imagination, you can make out a third tornado in between the two. So there are three tornadoes occurring simultaneously here. A very rare situation, and especially unique that somebody got a picture of it. And this is in the Louisiana Delta, and it's hard to know just what's going on here because of the trees and the alligators and the swamps. And also it's hazy and it rained very hard earlier, so it's very hard to tell what's going on here. One advantage of spotting up here is that the visibility is usually quite good. One disadvantage is that you're often on your own. Here's a wall cloud. I don't believe there's a tornado out of this one. But what's interesting about this picture is you can see the warm air updrafts rotating up into the rain-free base. You can see that rotation going up into the rain-free base. And so if this process continues, there'll be that opposite downward force, which would be the beginning of a tornado. Remember, just like the figure skater pulling in their arms and spinning much faster because of it. That's basically what a tornado is. Wall cloud in the center of the picture. You can also see a rain shaft that's made its way back into the rain-free base. And look what happens a little bit later. A tornado in that rain shaft. Many of you have probably heard that tornadoes never occur in the rain. Well, that's nonsense. Here's a tornado occurring right in the rain. That is a rare situation. You'll probably never see anything like that. But like anything else with weather, there's an exception to every rule. And so this tornado, here's a tornado occurring right in the rain. And the same tornado with rain shafts Mamadas clouds here. And Mamadas clouds occur with severe thunderstorms as well as non-severe thunderstorms. By themselves, they're not indicators of severe weather, and by themselves, they're not worth reporting. And here's a close-up view of a shelf cloud. So we're in the leading edge of a thunderstorm. Strong winds taking place. You can see the trees being blown around. You can see the heavy rains coming next, and probably some hail as well. This is the back part of a thunderstorm in the rain-free base. A lot of scud cloud in there. These scud clouds are rotating around, and so that indicates that another way to tell that warm air is rotating up into the rain-free base. These last few slides will look at some microburst winds. This drawing shows you how they form. A wave of colder air descends to the ground, and upon impact you get your winds. And microburst winds can occur from everything from plain old rain showers to supercell thunderstorms. And remember that microburst winds are downburst winds occurring on a small scale. And here we've got winds of 40 to 50 miles an hour here coming out of those light rain showers. It's blowing around the dust, probably some dust devils. And this is a very high base thunderstorm, maybe 10,000 foot base. And most of the rain here isn't even making it to the ground because it's got so far to go. And it just evaporates long before it reaches the ground. But sometimes in these situations, you get strong winds and microburst winds like this. And so if you see something like that, there's probably strong microburst winds occurring. And this is a light rain shower with microburst winds embedded in it. So if you were in that rain shaft, you'd probably be experiencing light rain, blowing dust, and strong winds. This is a close-up view of the same thing. Light rain, blowing dust, and 50-mile-an-hour winds. And that concludes my class, and thank you for coming out.
Well, you just hold you for a minute while Rich is putting away his equipment here, catching a breather. I'm just so happy there's such a big class here, and I don't want to keep you too long, but I'd like to be able to explain something here to our scouts here. The reason for this is, of course, to train all these people to be spotters, and some of the people that are here are amateur radio, Ward County Civil Defense Police Reserve, we've got the police department, we've got the sheriff, we got firemen, and we got REACT. We got a variety of people here who are out during these storms spotting. They're telling Bill over at the police department what kind of weather is out there. So that's why everybody's here tonight. And we've got people here. I've looked at the roster: Burlington, Ryder, McCody, Garrison, Miami Air Force Base, and Glenburn. We had a guest. He just had to leave, but your boss is going to be proud of you. He was from Brandon, Manitoba. He was a from Brandon, Manitoba. So you draw him from a big area.
They come from thousands of miles just to see me.
But anyway, when a call comes in to the police department, they in turn can talk to Rich down at the Again, it's warm. I thank everybody for coming up and showing up here tonight. Really appreciate it. Let's hope we have a good summer.
Fun of me.
It's just like in Dumbo.
I failed to see the parallel. Anyway, these people really hurt my feelings, and I took it out on my boyfriend.
So did Sissy Spacek and Carrie.
I see a lot of